So with that, let's bring in the former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, a Fox News contributor. Newt, it's always good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. I want to ask you a little bit about what the Secretary of State was talking about there. But first of all, I want to start at sort of a 30,000-foot level, because you wrote this week that you have spent a lot of time in the last several days looking very closely at this Iran war situation, which is technically in a ceasefire right now, and that you believe that President Trump and the U.S. are on the verge of a victory in this situation. Tell us how you arrived at that conclusion. What brings you to that determination?
Well, the big part of it was realizing that, he's not operating just as an American president or even as an American president allied with Israel. He's actually put together a coalition, which includes places like Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Dubai, the whole process with Qatar. And the result is that he has probably the largest coalition ever put together in the region. And so he's operating as a coalition leader. In addition, I think that the pressure they're beginning to build with things like the blockade, which are having a tremendous effect on cutting down the Iranian economy, gives him a position of power. I just think that the long-term pattern is likely to lead to not just a victory for America, but a victory for everybody in the region who is afraid of a nuclear-armed, religiously inspired Iranian dictatorship. And in that sense, I thought that it was worth saying that what Trump's trying to do, particularly when you remember that the danger is that the Iranians, who are religiously motivated, very fanatic, have an interest in getting missiles and nuclear weapons to take out New York or Boston or Washington or Chicago, that what the president's doing is historically necessary, and I'm pretty convinced he's going to succeed.
Yeah. So you have places like the Bahrain military outraged at the number of missiles that have been fired in their direction from Iran. There's 63 people that were wounded. They keep saying that they're only targeting U.S. bases in the region, and yet they hit an airport where civilians were injured. I would just ask every American to consider what that would feel like at the airport near you. If there were bombs dropping on it, missiles dropping on it from Iran. That's a very serious situation. With regard to the sort of push and pull that the president has to deal with right now, which is rising prices, rising oil prices, people seeing that the cost at the pump is difficult for them and for their families. You heard Secretary of State Rubio talking about alternative pipelines, people buying their gas and oil from the United States. That takes a long time, obviously. How do you see the president dealing with this part of the equation?
Well, look, I think the president has a pretty good instinct for when he has to deliver for the American people. And I think that if we see real progress, one, getting the country to understand that a nuclear-armed Iran, which chants death to America, is totally unacceptable. So every Democrat who is opposed to what we're doing has to explain why they would rather be anti-Trump than save Chicago or Seattle or Los Angeles. Two, the president's got to find a way to bring down the price of gasoline. It's not complicated. If the price of gasoline comes down by Labor Day, the president will be in very good shape. If the price of gasoline is too high, then the Republicans have a big problem.
Newt Gingrich, thank you very much. Good insight.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Thank you very much, sir. Good to have you.